don't know what to do. I tried my best. Hello, good evening, everyone. This is State of the Trenches. This is a show that we host Monday to Thursday. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, but I wanna go back to hosting 2 days a week.
She's like already over it. Um, yeah, we be hosting. And yeah, we're just going to talk about what's happening in the trenches. Um,
Let me stream on my Twitter too.
Nice shirt, by the way.
Thank you. Abdul's looking good here.
Period.
So for today in State of the Trenches. Oh, sorry. Welcome to everyone. I just started streaming on my Twitter. State of the Trenches, episode 9 or something. Today, we don't have a lot on our agenda, to be honest with you. So if you guys want to ask us questions, feel free. What do we have? I think today we have tokenized stocks have been added to Solana and other exchanges. And Robinhood has launched its own chain on Arbitrum. It's like an L2, but they're using like Arbitrum Stack. And then Solana ETF was approved. Woo. And Nikita Muir, head of product at X and also advisor for Solana now. So
killing it.
Basically, a lot of super bullish news today. So for our perps update, yeah, the whole market fucking sent. Like, yeah. Especially Solana. Solana candled really hard today. Last week we had like a Bitcoin long open, but we did 100x, so we got stopped out.
We were trying to do degen trading. Didn't work out in our favor.
Yeah, we should have just done low lev and held it. But yeah, that's what you get for trying to be greedy. So anywho, but yeah, the market is sending, Sol is sending, lots of bullish news. I guess the first thing we should talk about is the tokenized stocks. I know you wanted to like talk a lot about that earlier when we were chatting.
Right. So I think what I was trying to say was obviously we're seeing a lot of mass adoption in crypto. And I'm just wondering, is this an extractive period where everyone's just trying to get in because we have a quote unquote crypto president? And what is the future going to look like 4 years from now when we have a different president who might have different viewpoints on crypto? Oh, you're on mute.
Okay. So you can see my screen now, right?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So yeah, this is kind of like the announcement. This company called Xstocks. I actually haven't heard of them, so I was kind of like surprised by this. I knew that tokenized stocks was going to be a thing, obviously, but like a lot of perps dexes already had it. Where I'm like surprised is that they did like an integration with Raydium directly. So like you can go on Raydium and literally swap SOL into stocks. So that's where I was really surprised because there was already perps dexes and I think Hyperliquid already had it as well. But now you literally could just do it on Raydium. So that is really interesting. But yeah, and you can also do it on a few centralized exchanges, Kraken, Bybit. Oh, wow, they got Jupiter too. I didn't realize that. Okay, so they got Raydium, Jupiter, Camino. That's interesting too.
Also, yeah. Just a side note, I don't know why. Okay, I'm not trying to FUD Phantom. I still love Phantom, but I have a lot of issues when I use that wallet. For instance, when I swap a token from Sol to another coin, it doesn't update my new Sol balance right away. I have to close the app and then come back. Whereas when I'm using Jupiter, I don't have any of those problems. And I feel like people just don't know about Jupiter. They don't know that Jupiter has its own wallet that you can use, and the fees are much cheaper, and it's actually much faster. Sometimes when I'm trying to Phantom's indexing doesn't really work. So when I'm trying to buy a coin, it either takes a while or it doesn't find it, and I've never faced that problem with Jupe. So yeah, I don't know. I remember Jupe made a tweet, just use Jupe, and yeah, that is my wallet of choice. But still love you, Phantom. We go way back.
Yeah, I mean,
Hope
with
you guys fix some of your issues.
if you're trading like fast, like how we are, it's not really good to use Phantom anyways, because it's just like too slow. It's just too slow. So
But one thing I was gonna say was Phantom is very beginner friendly,
yeah,
but I feel like Jupe is catching up.
Jupe Wallet is pretty good.
I really do think so. I still use Phantom, but for the most part, I've been using Jupe.
Yeah, I also do like that with Jupe Wallet, you can do perps within it. Like you can open, yeah, you can open longs on Solana and shit.
Oh wow, I haven't even explored that myself.
Yeah, that's the only time I've used Jupe Wallet was I was doing some perps trading like when I think that was when we were at the bar that one time, and I was like, oh my god, I want to open a long on my mobile, and I didn't have PvP trade back then, so like I was like, okay, let me just use Jupiter. So yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Mobile perps, Jupiter Wallet, not bad. But yeah, anyways, so Jupiter now has tokenized stocks. That's pretty cool. I think a lot of people were wondering, like, do we feel like this is gonna bring more like retail buyers into crypto? I've been seeing a lot of people say that, like, oh my god, retail is coming because of this. But I don't know. Everybody knows I'm like a huge bear right now, so like I'm biased, but I don't really think it will.
I don't know. This is where her and I just don't meet eye to eye because I'm always a bull. I'm always like, we're about to send. I know, guys, I have never opened a short. I don't open shorts.
Yeah.
I only do longs. But take this with a grain of salt. I've only really been trading perps for 2 months.
I also didn't open shorts. I also never opened shorts like in the whole beginning of the bull market. Like when I was like 100% confident we were in a bull market, I didn't open shorts, but like now I feel like more uneasy about where the market will be going. So that's why, yeah, I don't know. But anyways, what was I saying about that? I feel like people that buy stocks, like normies that buy stocks, they're just already buying it on like Robinhood or wherever, like, you know, Charles Schwab or whatever, like through their bank. Like they don't really need to buy it with crypto. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't see like a huge use case there. The only use case I see is like for people like me, like I have all my money in crypto. So like occasionally there is a stock that I would like want to buy. Like, you know, a while ago I wanted to buy Circle and like I just was lazy because like I just didn't feel like converting money to fiat to do it and then like putting it into like my Robinhood and stuff. So I think there's like a slight use case, but I don't think it's gonna bring like new people into crypto. At least now.
Does this but does this open up different jurisdictions? I don't think I looked into that.
Oh, like people in other countries wanting to buy stocks in the US. That's a good point. I didn't think of that. That's a really good point. Yeah, that is true. That is true.
I mean, I haven't looked into it. It's probably only the US, but yeah, if that's the case, then I mean that's a pretty bullish sentiment.
Right. You know what? I would like to know how does this actually work? Because I'm assuming like there's no underlying asset behind these like tokenized stocks. So I'm wondering, how does that work if there's like a lot more buyers that want to buy the token version of the stock compared to the real life stock? I'm kind of like wondering about that, because you bring up a good point. Like, if a lot of people from like globally are now able to invest in some sort of like US stocks, right? That could add like a lot of buying pressure that is not on the stock market. So I'm curious about this. I don't know exactly how this works. I haven't like looked into it yet. But if anybody knows and wants to come on, you know what? I actually do know a guy that might know. Maybe I can ask him to come on one of our streams.
Yeah.
If you guys know, comment or say you want to come up and we can bring you up. So
Can we take a break to play the song that we're both obsessed with?
Yeah, but you gotta play it, because every time I play it, it doesn't like, you can't hear shit for some reason.
Guys, I am so obsessed with the song. You would think I'm like 19 years old. I'm trying to stop saying like. Also, don't you guys think it would be so fun for girl, I can't with you changing your name 500,000 times. Don't you guys think it'd be so fun for Princess and I to do like a Nicole Richie and Paris Hilton show where we
right.
go over New York and we just do shit? What's the name of the song?
Illegal. You're talking about that one, right? My name's Pink and I really something meet ya. That one.
I am obsessed with the song.
Is this illegal? Hello. Is this illegal? I'm gonna pull up the next tweet while we're doing it.
Okay, that's it.
That's it? Okay.
Okay, what else did we want to talk about? I want to show you guys this video of Thread Guy saying that he wouldn't sell his Twitter account.
Oh, I forgot about the people selling Twitters.
Yeah, he wouldn't even have a conversation if it's not 25 mil. Hold on, let me show you guys the video.
What?
Yeah. Honestly, he has a lot of followers.
But 25 mil is crazy.
He's hold on, let me show you guys.
You know who I think sold their Twitter?
Who?
Murad.
Oh, you think so?
100%. Or he sold something. He sold something. I don't know what he sold, but he sold something.
Like, how did this guy become the biggest? Whoever Murad's freaking, I feel like there's like someone that just chooses who's gonna be the star.
Well, Murad popped off because, well, he was already popping off a bit because his calls, because he called like all the top runners, right?
Well, then, yeah, like you think that was organic?
I don't know. That I don't know, but
I feel like there's a cabal somewhere who's picking who's gonna be the next superstar. And Cabal, if you're watching this, call me. I'm ready. This is my formal audition.
Oh
okay, let's watch this.
Okay.
Look, if I had to put a price on my Twitter account, I would not even entertain under 25 mil for my Twitter account. If you DM me and you were like, let's get on a call, I want to talk about buying your Twitter account, I would not even entertain. If the number is less than 25 million in my DM, I wouldn't even take the call. I'm not even taking the call. I'm dead ass not even taking the call. 25 mil, don't even talk to, like, I spit on that for 25 mil. Look, if I had a price on my Twitter account,
honestly,
oh my gosh.
Honestly, slay. I want to go look at his Twitter.
Okay, 25 mil is crazy. I mean, okay,
dude,
it's
300K followers. That on Instagram is like, I don't know, like 30 mil. 30 mil.
No.
I 10x every Twitter account by
no, every, you know that crypto Twitter people make way more money than normal Twitter accounts.
Way more.
Way more.
Way more.
So
Oh,
I mean,
you mean through partnerships, or just like Twitter pays them more?
through partnerships.
Okay, yeah, of course.
Except what I will say is TikTok has gotten really good. If you're good at adding those little things that, like, you know, like you're wearing a shirt and you add it and people can buy the shirt.
Oh yeah, TikTok shop.
Yeah, the TikTok shop. That fucking cooks for people, because I know a girl, she has like 600K and she's making a lot of fucking money on those. Just like literally just those.
What's the number?
I don't know exactly, but she's already ready to buy a house in San Francisco. And
Okay.
she's only been doing this for 1 year. So she probably made like $1 million.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't know why. Like, we need to start making millions. No, seriously. I feel like I've been so close to being super rich so many times, and then I don't know.
Yeah. But you know what I will say about that 25 mil number?
Yeah.
There is absolutely no way he's making 25 mil on the creator fund. There's no way he's making 25 mil just like doing branded content. So I feel like he kind of exposed himself that he's doing a lot of coin stuff.
Well,
Yep.
no, I don't think so. I don't think that's not what I got from it. I think he's just really worked super hard on his content. And you know, in this day and age, your brand is everything. Like, I feel like he's just trying to say his brand as a whole is worth way more than 25 mil. I don't think he's saying that like he's making 25 mil now.
No, I know, but like you wouldn't sell your account. Let's say someone offers you 1 mil, right?
I wouldn't sell my account for 1 mil.
If you thought like the theoretical value of your account over a longer period of time is worth more than 1 mil, then you won't sell your account. But if you think that your account is really, you know, it's mediocre, like you're not going to make more than 1 mil with it, then you'll sell it for 1 mil, right?
Right.
So what he's basically saying is like he thinks that theoretically over time he could make more than 25 mil, so he wouldn't sell his account for less than 25 mil.
Yeah, I think we're saying the same thing.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying is like there's absolutely no way with his amount of followers that he would make 25 mil even in 10 years just doing branded content. Like,
I mean, but like I think he does a lot of things, right? I think he had a partnership with Monad.
yeah, that is
he probably also gets tokens, like tokens pre-TGE. You can easily make $1 million there. He's like super influential. If he launches a token right now, it would fucking send. Like, he would absolutely make a few
yeah, if he launches a token. That's what I'm saying.
Token. So like
that's what I'm saying is like, you have to be launching tokens to be making that amount of money.
Dude, I don't know. Freaking Luckyo is paying people $500K a month.
That's also true. That's also true.
I think, like, honestly, if I wanted to make $1 million today, I feel like I could have. All I have to do is just launch a token and rug everybody. Literally. And people would buy it. If I show a token with a contract address on my Twitter, people would buy it. But you know, we're good people with good souls, so we don't do that kind of stuff. So yeah. I think if he wanted to make 25 mil, he can. What's that guy? Sahil? How much fucking money has he made? And people still buy his rugs. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I think his account is worth 25 mil.
Oh, for sure. It's worth 25 mil for sure. I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying you got to be promoting tokens to make that much. For sure, 100%, right?
Within what time frame though? Like, I wouldn't be surprised. Like, he can easily make a couple $1 million a year.
I think it depends on the state of the market. If the market's pumping, he could make the 25 mil in 1 year. I think. I mean, look at Frank DeGods. Frank DeGods made like 25 mil.
And also, you have to think about it. When projects are launching, before pre-TGE, the people that they go to are the Thread guys, the Anthems, the GGs, you know, because they want to have big KOLs on their cap people. So they also get into a lot of projects early. I forget what project it was. It was like a DAO's Not Fun thing. And all the big influencers got in, and
I remember
did really well, and everyone was pissed off.
Yeah.
So they also have I don't know, they also get a lot of deals early, and they get good deals. And even if it's a shitty deal, because it's Thread Guy, because it's Ansem, because it's GG, people who really worked hard on their brand, the token will still do well, or the projects can still have potential because you have really influential people backing it. So I don't know. I feel like we underestimate how much money people are making. I think people, weren't you telling me you have a friend that, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this on stream, you had a friend that wouldn't stream unless it's like
I mean, yeah, just don't say the name. It doesn't matter. No one's gonna figure out.
I don't know who the name is, but like your friend wouldn't stream unless it's like 300K or something like that.
Yeah.
So
I mean, yeah. Well, that's a thing. Well, that's what I'm saying is like, actually, sometimes I do wonder. Okay, because what I was about to say is like, I'm pretty sure most of these people, they're making money off of tokens. Like, they're not just getting like paid. Like, here's $1 million to post. Like, that's not happening. They're getting like paid in supply and tokens.
I don't know. Someone asked me to ask Ansem to post for $1 million. So
it's true. But that's Ansem though. That's Ansem though.
That's true. That's true.
Oh, but yeah, there are some people that I wonder, like, some people I'm like, I don't know how you're making this money.
I mean, they get in. To be honest, I feel like a lot of KOLs get a lot of flack. But if I have the opportunity to get into a token early, I would.
No, I'm not saying that's wrong at all.
No, I'm not saying, yeah, it's not wrong. I'm not saying it's wrong either, but I feel like that's where they get a lot of flack for that. Like, I would get in early. If I could invest into a project early, I would.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's one of those things where it's just like, it's jealousy from people. Like, they're jealous that they weren't able to do it. So like, they're mad that someone else could. So yeah, I honestly, I get that too. It's just sometimes I wonder if some of these people are actually even making money from Twitter if they do stuff on the side. Because I've heard of like other people that like they're not even trading or anything. Like they have a whole other like life, like a whole other job that they're doing. They just like post.
I mean, I have a side job, and I think you also have to remember a lot of these people are also advisors. You know, I've gotten advisory deals before, so they're not just.
No, I'm talking about like people that flex that they're like really good traders, but secretly they're making money doing other stuff.
Oh.
Like, you know what I'm talking about? Like the fake P&Ls and stuff.
Oh yeah, so many people have fake P&Ls.
Yeah.
Honestly, I should start making fake P&Ls because that's really how you grow your account.
Yeah.
I remember someone tweeted something and was like, "How do you go viral?" And Ansem was like, "Lie." We need to start. Maybe we need to start lying.
Real.
Because
I don't know. I think P&Ls are kind of. I feel like P&Ls are kind of overdone now because I posted my 1000x P&L from Chill House, and it got like 10 likes.
I think you're
1000x.
I think you're just like you're on a side of Twitter right now that is very experienced. If you want to grow your TikTok, you need to be posting your 1000x P&Ls over there.
Yeah.
Actually, maybe you should send me that P&L so I can boost my TikTok. I wouldn't lie. I'm gonna be like, my friend made 1000x on So also I faded Chill House. I could have made a bag. I was sleeping.
She was sleeping. I was also sleeping. Like, my friend called me and was like, "Can you just buy this, please?" I was
Please,
like,
please. But
I bought it and I went back to sleep. And I woke up and I was rich. I was like, "What the fuck?"
I miss those days.
No, we need to bring this back. We need to do this again. Like, please, Jesus Christ. Okay, so
We just got a request. Can we get a Manic shout out? Shout out to Manic.
oh, is that
What is it? Manic Pixie Dream Girl.
is that right? Let's look at the fucking chart of Manic, dude.
Manic Pixie Dream Girl.
Like, because okay, Manic is like, dude, the guys that push this, like, I don't know if you've ever seen, like, if you guys have been around the trenches, like, you'll start to see them. They're just like always delusionally bullish on every coin they freaking enter, and
But like I cooked on Assam or whatever the fuck.
It's different. I think it's different guys than Ansem. Assam. I think it's different guys.
I'm sorry. I had to so anytime someone follows me and we have a certain number of mutuals, I just follow back. I'm not like weird about following people.
Yeah.
And so I just like blindly follow this account, and every fucking day I was seeing some fucking ass with Ansem's face on it. I was just so tired of it. I had to unfollow.
Wow. Still at 100K.
Oh wow, they're still cooking.
Like, the thing about the people that run these kinds of coins is there's no volume, right? But like, nobody's selling. Like, people are just refusing to sell. And I don't know why. It's like the guys, it's like they build like a cult, but it's not like a cult coin, but it's a cult, you know? And it's like they convince everyone, like, don't fucking sell. Like, how dare you sell? You got to hold this. And they just raid. Like, every day they're just raiding. And so, like, no one's selling. And just, like, buys are coming in very slowly. But it just keeps going up because, like, no one wants to sell. These kinds of coins are so interesting to me. And, like, Manic is the exact same. It's, like, the same type of guys. Like, they're like, we bought this coin. Okay, it went down. We don't give a fuck. Like, we're just gonna keep bull posting every single day. We're just gonna keep raiding people every day.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So,
it's so
they don't stop. They do not give up. So
these guys do not give up.
Because
Like,
they do not stop. They are manic. They are actually fucking manic. You will be seeing this coin on your timeline.
Yeah, probably.
And this isn't even a show. I'm being for real. Like, I am being for real. I've seen it. I've now seen it in like all my trading chats.
They've been raiding the fuck out. So
just saying.
That's how I see a lot of shit as well. Like, people don't realize, like, people will just leave it under my posts. You know, sometimes it'll go in the spam section, but I still see it. Oh my gosh. Yeah, these coins are hilarious though. The guys that do this Assam coin, like, I swear to, oh, look at that. You could do that. I didn't know that. I swear there's like a group of guys that like makes these coins that are like all similar. You know, like this Assam coin, and then there's like, I don't want to say the names. Maybe even that orangey coin. Do you remember that orangey coin where they just put Orangey's face on a bunch of like hot girls and stuff?
I don't think I saw that one.
Yeah, there's like that one. There's some other ones that I'm like, I feel like these are the same people. Like,
I don't want to. I keep like, guys, I keep seeing ass and
Wait, did Ansem, he responded to this, right?
He responded to one. Honestly, I don't know how like it took him that long because it was everywhere.
Well, I heard that he had blocked the account for a bit. And then
people just kept posting it. So
yeah, like he blocked the account and then they raided with their personal accounts. And then he was like, all right, fine. And then he posted about it or something. I don't know. I can't find the post.
Manic Pixie Dream Girl is cute.
Oh, here it is. He said, how do I make this stop?
Ooh, I think I'm in.
How do it's fucking Kai from Manic. How I imagine you outside waiting for your friend Pelican Beak to get delivered. What? Your fried Pelican Beak. Oh, sorry, I read that wrong. What the fuck does that mean? I don't make this stuff. What the hell? What
Lilith,
the?
she's such the Manic vibes.
Oh yeah, she's in this coin too. She's been posting about it. Interesting.
I don't look exactly like this, but I have some manic tendencies.
I have manic vibes. I used to have purple hair, so like I used to have purple.
Purple hair. Okay.
So, the other thing. Wait, I don't even think we still talked about the Solana ETF. What does this mean for the trenches?
I don't know. Did the ETF for the other stuff do anything?
Not really. I mean, the Bitcoin ETF, I remember the Bitcoin ETF kind of did something, but the ETH ETF did absolutely nothing.
Yeah, it didn't do anything. But also it's Solana, not ETH. Shout out to my ETH bros, though. Love y'all.
And the other thing, too, is what people were talking about is that, like, an ETF could be more like a slow cook because people are going to, like, realize over time, you know, that they can buy with it and stuff. So, I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I remember that the Bitcoin ETF, like, it dumped the first day and then it started sending. And I remember talking to some IB guy about it, and he said that it has to do with, like, the banks passing Bitcoin between each other. I don't really understand how that works, but so yeah, but Sol, that did not happen to Sol. It just fucking sent today. But I mean, I guess there was a lot of bullish news for Solana today.
All right, we got Ibu here. Ibu, what do you think about the ETF?
Wait, hold on. Can I get like 20 seconds? I'm not even ready.
All right, I gotta turn my AC off because it's for raising BRB.
Grace, so loud. He's like, it's only my third day out here, please. But yeah, so Solana ETF, it kind of does. I don't think it will do much, but okay. I saw this other post that was like, it was like, don't sell anything until July 10th. What the fuck is happening on July 10th? Can somebody explain about that? Because I don't even know what is occurring with that.
What is happening July 10th?
I don't know. I just saw a post that was like, don't sell your bags until July 10th.
It's 2016. Can you search it in Twitter?
July 10th? Yeah, let me stop screen sharing just in case, who knows what the hell pops up.
Who said, by the way, Linda, you are so based for never opening a short delusional permables for life?
Yeah, Dragon is a delusional permabull for sure. He always is. I don't see anything. Public holiday? I don't get it. I don't see anything. I don't know. Girl, have you been watching Love Island?
No.
Oh my god, the Asim account fucking commented on the stream. They said, damn, Linda unfollowed GG's.
I'm sorry. I love you guys. I just could not see another ass. I couldn't.
Oh my gosh.
I love you guys.
I would
millions.
I just followed Asim, and I personally would like to see more.
Yo, were you sleeping?
No.
So we were just talking about Solana ETFs, and we were wondering if it's actually going to do anything, because nothing really happened with the ETF. It didn't really drive the price up.
Yeah.
And then we were just talking about some degen trench coins. There's a coin called Manic, which I'm bullish on.
On Sol?
Because, Manic.
Gotta go look it up right now.
Proper bag, not financial advice.
Manic Pixie Dream Girls.
Anybody that buys has to join the raids, has to get in the TG chat, the Twitter chat.
Manic Pixie Dream Girls.
They're making a sticker pack. They're gonna make a sticker pack.
Are we really doing we're pumping a 21K MCAP coin right now, guys?
I'm not pumping it. I'm just saying.
We're
Just
just
wanted to dump.
no, we don't want it to dump. No, I'm just saying that the guys, what I have noticed is there's like a group of guys that they like buy these coins that die and they like CTO them and they just never fucking stop CTOing them. Like they just don't stop. They don't care how low the coin gets. Like this coin was at 70K. They don't care. They're still rating my tweets like every day as if it's still at like 70K, like as if it's at all-time high. And what I said is like that's kind of bullish because
They don't stop.
just refuse to stop. Like
I mean, the first time I saw, it's not the same guys you said, right?
and they the other thing is they bully people who sell. Like if you sell, they're just bullying the hell out of you, like coming in your DMs and shit, like why the fuck did you sell? And like that's actually bullish. Like we need more of that. I think we need more sell shaming.
Guys, I don't condone bullying. I'm saying this is all Soul Princess on Shame Princess. By the
We
way.
need more sell shaming if we want the coins to go up.
Don't
I
you
do-
remember when Tyler the Creator said cyberbullying is not real? So let's just like go with that, right?
I
That's-
do.
Turn off the screen.
I do self shame when
She does. She sell shames the fuck
I-
out.
I self shame when motherfuckers sell 12 MCAP emoji coins. I'm just like,
Yo, if you sell the coin that Linda's in, all hell breaks loose. Don't ever start that because
No,
she
I don't-
comes in the group chat and
She's
she's
dumped
like,
on me. She's dumped on me more times than I've dumped on her for
"You
sure.
will fucking regret this. I am gonna CPO this to fucking highs you've never seen, and you are gonna be sidelined."
do I not make it at least, even if it's like from 4K to 40K? This is not 10x. This is not 10x.
10x. It did 10x though.
So
It did
10x. I've only done that with one coin, by the way. Actually, two. I've actually passionately CTO'd 2 coins by myself.
You did, yeah.
One,
You did.
one was the Larry Hoover coin. Dude, I got that shit to like.
And the other one was Hooters.
I got that shit to 300K.
No, Hooters. We got in super late to Hooters, actually.
Yeah, we got in super late to Hooters. And then there was like another random coin that I was just like, because when you shill a coin, like when I shill a coin, I feel responsible. So like when it goes low, I'm just like, fuck, like people are gonna lose money, blah blah blah. I need to like, I usually never make money on the coins because
Yeah.
I'm stupid and everybody's like dumping on my ass, but I never make money on the coins that I actually CTO because I feel bad because I shilled it. So
I never make money on the coins I buy. I don't even need to CTO them, and it's the same result.
this is why I also took a break from calling coins because there's a lot of responsibility that comes with it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And like when coins do bad, I feel extremely bad. So
And you don't want to be a Peter deleter. You know what I mean?
yeah. But when my
You
coins
want to stick by it.
when
I
my
just
cook,
they
you
don't-
will hear about it. You will never hear the end of it. That a coin that I called cooked. So,
I just leave it, and I just like I've even posted before, like, damn, we just got rugged, fam.
Yeah.
I don't know who did that.
I'll be making whole ass videos on a coin, and then it's just like, okay, well, you know what? It went down, but I lost money too, y'all. So let's not.
Every
We're
time
all together. We're all together
we're
in
in
it.
this together. Like if I posted it, like I was bullish as hell on that shit.
Yeah.
So like that means if I posted it, I thought it was gonna like at least 5x. So if it didn't
Yeah.
5x from my post, I did not make money.
Yeah. No, but the thing is, like, if it ever went up after I posted, then I can totally get off scot-free. Because it's
Yep.
like you had your chance though.
You had it.
Like
Yeah.
you had that 1 hour after I top ticked it with my post and Bull posted it. You had that 1 hour of it being 10% more, I don't care that it went negative 99.
That is, of course, crazy. It needs to. I think it needs to at least 2x from where you post.
Okay, Bully.
A win is a win.
Bully said, "Hello, girls. Happy to be here. What is the play of the day? The play of the day is Manic, apparently, and emoji coins.
You know
But-
what? Wait.
Bully, you be rugging. Don't touch emoji coins.
What? Bully doesn't be rugging. What are you talking about?
really? Who am I talking about then? Who's
Who are
the
you
guy?
thinking of? No,
Sorry.
Bully is the guy that I was telling you that he's super good at trading, but he trades like style.
Bully, I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's like a Cupsy style trader. Like we got to get him on the stream one of these days. I was DMing him. We got to get him on the stream so he can teach us how to trade like Cupsy. Because dude, like
I want to follow him.
What's the Cupsy style?
like basically just buying volume and scalping, like selling like super fast. Basically.
Mm.
But people say it's like he's like dumping on his copy traders.
Well, see, Cupsy is, but Bully doesn't have copy traders. So who is he dumping on? So that means Bully is actually good. Like he's actually fucking good. You know what I'm saying? And he, like, the way he does it, he scalps. Like he is actually like hosted like a webinar I went to, and
You attended?
yeah, because I was like, how the fuck is he doing this? You know?
Yeah.
And like what he does is like he'll like find a good coin and he'll buy in, and then like basically he'll sell like really tiny amounts on green candles, and then like scalp it on the way up. And if it comes back to his entry, he'll just close it out. So like basically he either breaks even or makes profit. The only way the thing is you can still lose with this strategy if like it insta rugs on you or like it goes down right away, right? So like that's still a problem. And for me, like I tried a strategy, that was my fucking problem. Like because I'll buy stuff like I don't know, like I'll FOMO in or something, and then I'll just mess up. So yeah, that strategy doesn't work for me. Like I'm the type of person I really need to like hold something like at least like 4x to make money.
Yeah, I feel the same. Like I'm with a meme, I'm not satisfied at all with just like anything less than 2x is just like not satisfying. And also my problem with trading memes is that like I'm too much of a believer. Like I start to believe in the vision. I start to believe in the literal
That's
impact.
where you lose money.
I start to believe in the community, and it never matters. Like I don't in my experience, like 1 in a million fucking meme coins, the community makes a difference. And if the rest of them just doesn't. And so it's like that guy, he's willing to just, okay, if it goes up, I sell 1 penny every 2 seconds. It goes down to what I entered at, I'm out. But like it goes down to what I entered at, and then it goes a little below, and I'm like, nah, they're gonna bring it back. Like, no, they're gonna raid, they're gonna yap on the socials, and it's gonna like come back.
Yeah.
And that's
Okay.
That's why I still have a job.
Bully, send us a 10x right now.
He doesn't do so. That's the thing. He won't even realize he's in a 10x until he's in it. If you get what I mean. Like when he buys, basically like if it's a runner, like it's not going to come back to his entry. And because he's selling like really small partials, he'll just like be in the runner for the whole time.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, like it sounds dope if I could do it, but I don't know if I can.
How much is he making?
Dude, he makes a lot. He says he only I'm in his trading chat, and he only ends the day, like he'll only stop trading if he's at least 20x'd on the day. If he hasn't 20x'd on the day, then he won't stop trading.
20x on what? Like
right, I was gonna say that.
20 I don't know. Whatever he starts with.
$100,000.
No, you can't be putting $100,000 into a 10K shitter.
Wait, I gotta ask.
I think he's doing like 1 to 5 soul buys, probably.
So, Ibu, you know what the problem is? Why a lot of us don't find a 2x satisfying, even though we should be selling every 2x. Like, sell every fucking 2x. Is because we're not going in with size, you know? if I'm buying something
True.
one soul and then I get 2 soul back, like I don't give a fuck.
Right.
you
Right.
know? But if you're doing 10 souls
Exactly.
and 20 soul, it's a big difference.
Exactly.
And like traders who make money, they lose a lot of money, but they have so much capital that like they just sell, you know.
Yeah.
They like are one of the top traders in my trading chat. It's called Degen Dungeon. It's a trading chat by the Rally team, which is a wallet. They go in with size. You know, they're not. I remember what was it? Woman Coin. I sent it in there, and some guy bought 6K worth, and the coin was like 20K MCAP. I'm like, why would you buy 6K worth of a 20 MCAP coin? But like,
why would he? Why did he?
I don't know. I told him, I was like,
I was thinking about this too, because the thing is like, so if you're buying a coin that's really low market cap, the likelihood that, let's say you're buying a 20K shitter, the likelihood that that's going to 1 million is extremely fucking low, right?
Yeah, of course.
If you only buy, let's say you even just get like 10 million tokens, or like, which is like 1% of supply, or 5 million tokens, 0.5% of supply. If you get that little supply at 20K and the thing actually runs to 1 mil, you were probably clipping out before 1 mil. Like, there's no way you weren't clipping out. And if you have such a little amount of supply, by the time you clipped out, like you probably clipped out at 100K, at 300K, at 500K. By the time it gets to 1 mil, you have like $100 left, you know? Like, It's not worth it. But if you bought, and I'm not condoning this behavior, but if you bought 10% of supply at like 20K market cap, by the time it's at 1 mil, you probably still have like 5%, you know? And that's a lot of money. That's like fucking 50 bands.
I mean, yeah, like of course, like everyone watching probably understands slippage, so that'll be a problem as well. But I'm not. Who cares, right?
Well, that's the thing too.
The mentality of it, right? And like,
honestly, I don't.
That's the thing. Like, you could never, because of slippage, you can never clip out everything. Like, if you have, you know, even 1% of supply, if you try to clip that out in one clip, like, you're not getting that full amount. And that's why people get so much supply. Because like, maybe you have 10%, you're really only making half of what it says.
Totally. Yeah. I think like the best kind of, how would you describe a guy like Bully or Cupsy? Okay, let's just say they take that strategy of like, they're extremely methodical and they buy something and then they very methodically sell on the way up and they have a super like precise system. They're not a high frequency trader, are they? What are they, like a high memety trader? Something like that, right? We got to come up with like a new name. Someone who's like extremely good at trading memes and like that strategy is like got to be a name, but there's not a name for it.
I think with memes, you just have to be disciplined. You can make money, but there's just always that thing in you that's like, this could go higher. If you sell every 2x, it adds up. Like, I can't tell you how many times where I was up and I didn't sell because I'm like, oh, this is gonna go up higher.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's a deal. Because
it's a huge deal. I would be super rich if I sold every 2x.
Would you though? Because think about all the times where you just got rugged. Because if you get a 2x and then the next time you get rugged, you just break even.
I don't know. I don't get like insta rug like that. Like, I've only got insta rug like so few times. Of course, like some coins die, absolutely. But if everyone's talking about it on the TL, obviously do your due diligence. Everyone's talking about it on the TL. I'm in so many different trading chats. I know a coin's gonna 2x 100%, and you need to sell. You need to just fucking sell it. And I think it's better for us to trade with bots. Like, I'm starting to look into bots because then I don't have to deal with that. The bot just sells the 2x. I don't have to deal with what if it goes up.
Yeah.
It's already done in the background. But I also know some people I think my boss, she got into what's it called, whiff really low, and then she put she set up a sell, and she just forgot about it. And had she not sold, she would have made so much money, and she got in really early.
Yeah.
I mean, you win some. Sometimes you
Win some, you lose some, but like honestly, I really believe slow money, like the people who are really up were not trading meme coins. They just held coins, and I think a lot of things that I keep hearing from top traders who don't trade every day is like, though if they like a narrative of a coin, they believe in a coin, they'll just buy it and wait. Like useless is like what 200x. I know some traders who just they just liked it and they just bought and they're just like, oh, I'm not gonna sell this.
Yeah, I know, but like you got to be not as ADHD as we are to like.
You gotta not be as ADHD, but you also can't chase money. Like I feel
Right, you don't need it that bad. Like if
you don't need the one soul. You don't need the one soul. Like whatever.
No, you don't. Yeah. One of the biggest problems for me, like going back to what you're saying about sizing, is that okay, like most times when I've been trading meme coins or leverage, and I kind of group them into the same thing, like I would start with 1,000, right, or 500, probably usually around 1,000, because that's a nice little round number, good amount, but not like insane, right? But okay, let's just start with 1,000, and I'm able to usually rack it up to like 3, 4, 5, and then oftentimes like, let's say this has happened like 3, 4 times of like this cycle has happened like 3, 4 times in my trading career. It's like, okay, then boom, the 4K gets a sick play to 8, 10, 12, and sometimes was a 15K, right? So I made a 15X on 1,000, but then I use that 15K or 10K, whatever I ended up taking out of that play, and I apply the same exact idea to it that I did with 1,000. So it's like now I'm doing the same risk strategy as I had on the 1,000 with 10X that, but my reaction emotionally is way more intense to having that go down 20% than the 1,000. So like $200 less is so okay, whatever. But 2,000, I'm like, oh, yo, chill. Like that's OD. And then I start to be like, okay, wait, do I cut? No. Yes. I don't know. It's not good decision making at that point. So I think that's one thing that's really hard trying to learn it now is like when you scale up, you got to understand how to play the games on a different scale.
You got to scale up slow. And that's what I learned. Because when I first started trading, I would put only $100 into something. And like, I just got lucky on my first trade. Like my first couple of trades, I hit like 1,000X, and then I hit like a 20X, a 40X, like back to back. So I made a lot of money really fast. And then I was like, oh, all these good traders, they're trading with size. Like now I went straight from $100 to 1,000 into every single thing I aped. And like at the time, like that was a lot of money for me. So like that I did the same thing. Like I got so anxious, and then I started like panic selling and shit. And what I realized is, number one, if you make there's like a certain amount that's like a mental level for you. For me, I would say it's like over $3,000. If I make more than $3,000 in one trade, I put everything above 2K into a whole different wallet. Like I don't
like a savings wallet.
Yeah, okay. Because if you don't, basically, like at least what would happen to me is like, because I made the money so fast, like I started to feel like it's not real money, you know?
Yeah, exactly. You know, exactly. Yeah.
I started doing the same thing. I'm aping more into a lot of different plays that are really not good plays. Like I start feeling like I have infinite money that I can just use to throw around, and then I just round trip it back. Like I just lose it in a trades back. So like for me, if I make more than 2K, like I put it in a whole different wallet. My trading wallet never has more than 2K. Like
okay, yeah. No, I think that's probably a good way to do it. Like you keep yourself, and maybe over time, as you make more money, the 2K it starts to be 10K, right? That's the whatever, that's what I'm gonna play with. But like it's up to us to kind of like level into that.
Yeah.
It's fun to just jump right into that.
You still have it in another wallet if you want to do like a size play on something, you know?
Yeah, of course.
So, but for me, I never do size plays with my own money. Absolutely not. Like, I'll never put $1,000, more than $1,000 of my own money into a play. I would rather just do a perps trade. Like,
who else's money would you put in?
Like, I'll use leverage. So I do like $1,000 10x leverage if I wanted to do 10. Like, instead of doing my own.
But that's like way riskier though. Like, so you're not concerned. Like, it's not just like, oh, let me get 10K. Like, you get liquidated so fast.
I mean, 10x leverage is not terrible. It just depends though, because you have to think, like, with a meme coin, it could nuke in any second. So if you put that 10K in there, you basically are saying either I could make money or this could go to zero, you know?
Yeah,
and that's the thing with getting liquidated, is like, it's either you're going to make money or you're going to go to zero. So for me, I think like it's worth the risk, but it just depends on the person.
For me, I think so. That's a great point. And like, I would say that in my mind, I'm so much more willing to go down 90% on a meme coin than get liquidated on a leverage play. Because if the meme coin goes to a low market cap, that means it's easier to pump back to the higher market caps. So it's actually technically easier for it to go back to your entry or closer, right? But if you get liquidated, you lose everything. So you have no chance of getting anything back. So
true.
That's why I'm like, yeah, most meme coins will get forgotten forever. Meanwhile, I could get liquidated on the ETH short, and then ETH's going to still be around, right? So you can still trade it. But I'm like, because I always hear these stories and see these posts and whatever about people. They're like, oh my God, I held my dust of blah, blah, blah coin for 29 months. And like, now it just became $1 million. And it's like, okay, maybe all my shitters like forever.
Never saw your dust.
Yeah,
it sometimes can pop off.
Yeah, I mean, it really depends on the coin for sure, but I think like that's a good point too. I mean, you got to be careful. If you're going to do like any sort of like long-term perps trade, you have to use way less leverage, right? Because like you need
definitely.
So, but like, I mean, yeah, it kind of depends. I mean, yeah, you got to be careful.
I did my first perps trade in forever yesterday. Like, I hadn't traded perps and leverage in like probably a year. And that was what I was originally doing. But then the Arbitrum shit was like popping off and bubbling yesterday on Twitter. And people were like, oh my God, Arbitrum's going to do the chain with Robinhood. And I was like, okay, maybe this news can go mainstream because most people aren't tracking crypto, but they are tracking Robinhood. So maybe if it's Robinhood Arbitrum partnership, blah, 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 they dropped the PR, it might reach mainstream. And maybe a little bubble, little hype starts coming up, and Arbitrum gets a little mention, and I can make a little play on it, and it pumps, right? And to be fair, it had already pumped like 20% yesterday.
Yeah.
But it was still so far off the all-time high. Like, it was.
Oh my God, that was a good
listing price on TGE was like $1 or something, and it's like it was like 25 cents last week. So I was like, and that was his all-time low. So I was like, okay, there's a play to be made here, right? It's coming off the bottom, but you know that first day that's 20% sometimes can precede like that 100% day. You know what I mean? It's just like the first one looks big and then the second one looks insane. And guess what? Fucking Robinhood pumps 10% today and Arbitrum goes down like 10%.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Why is crypto like this? Like, why can we never just be normal and good news?
Well,
it pumps.
Yeah.
Why can't we just do that once ever? Right? Why we always gotta read the tea leaves and all this shit? You know, like,
you want to know why? It's because in crypto there's insider trading.
Yes. Of course.
So there was a lot of
stocks too.
All these like Arbitrum employees and their friends, they all knew about this in advance, and so they longed it in advance, and that's why it pumped in advance to the actual thing happening, right? And then it pumped a little bit on the news because then new people found out about it, and then today it's like everybody in crypto already knew. So then all you could do was basically those people that had insider information all they could do was close at this point. They're like, all right, that's the top.
That's true. That's true. And that's a really good point, because also it makes me think of, like, there could have been the same thing with Robinhood as well. Robinhood employees, whatever, may have known about, but the market for Robinhood, the market cap is so much bigger, and the amount of volume that Robinhood trades in the NASDAQ is so much bigger that it's like, who gives a shit about some insider traders? They're not going to really have an impact on anything. Whereas in crypto, the volumes are smaller to the point where like they actually do have a big impact, and the follow-on volume is like not there.
Well,
So
from what I know, a lot of my friends that they work at like these kinds of companies, like TradFi projects and stuff, or TradFi companies, sorry, like Web2 companies, they're not allowed to trade actually. Like they're legally barred. They can't. So the only thing they can do is like put money in like a
sports betting.
Pay, or like they can give money to a financial advisor that like cannot talk to them, type of thing. That's
like
it.
There's gotta be a way that they're still doing something.
Oh,
like
for
they trade
sure.
crypto? They trade crypto?
That's why. What?
Do they trade crypto?
Oh, technically they're not supposed to do that either. Or like sometimes they can, so they can, but they have to like submit what they're gonna trade like months in advance.
Sure. Yeah. Of course.
But
yeah.
I mean, for sure they still do it because, I mean, like, look, like there's tons of guys that end up in jail for doing insider trading and stuff. The other thing too is like insider trading. It's like one of those things that it's so broad that it's kind of like hard to say what is and what isn't.
Yeah.
So like, I think they say most guys, like most of these like top like Wall Street guys end up like getting charged with insider trading because sometimes they didn't even know they were doing it, I guess. But yeah.
Yo, you remember how like Jesse used to be buying 0.333 ETH of like any coin that he want? Like last fall, whenever Jesse liked a coin on Base or a project or an NFT or whatever, he would just buy 1/3 ETH of it, right? That must have been a nightmare for his tax people at Coinbase, regulatory, because it's like his vibe is like, yo, whatever, I'm just gonna be chilling and kind of like buy in whatever spontaneously. And yo,
how does that work?
Imagine like it created a lot of headaches because he would be buying random shit and then like tweeting about it. I'm not saying this against Jesse. I fuck with Jesse. I just factual. Like he would be buying a random project, random meme coin on Clanker or whatever, tweet about it.
Right.
You remember Video Coin?
Oh, I kind
That shit went to 100 mil.
Really?
Yes.
I don't remember that. Wow.
And then it dumped all the way back down. And like, bro was literally saying like video is the best thing ever. Hashtag video is the best thing ever. I think he even tweeted that, like something very similar. It's just crazy. Like I can only imagine. Like
I don't know when
how is he getting away with that regulatory shit?
Because this is a gray area, but meme coins now are considered speculative assets, or not speculative assets. Sorry,
No,
they're considered collectibles. They're considered collectible assets, like basically like art. Like so,
Sure.
for example, if I buy the Mona Lisa and then I bull post about the Mona Lisa, I'm not going to jail. You know, so it's the same with meme coins right now. Like it's totally legal to like buy it and chill it if you want. Like that's legal. There's like a gray area with him. Is like because people think if he's posting a meme coin, it might get listed on Coinbase.
Yeah. Which some of them did though.
Or they just assume that it'll go up because you know. You're a founder.
He was really moving markets at a certain.
I mean, he lost his motion. He lost his motion a bit when like basis for everyone that like.
Basis for everyone was Trump coin for Jesse.
He lost his motion there, and he lost his motion with another coin. What was the coin called? It was like when Balaji did his coin, and then we all posted it got to 7 mil.
What was that called?
And I saw, and Jesse, I think Jesse had like maybe 2%, and he sold it.
Yeah.
Damn.
So
Yeah.
But man, he's playing
I
the
don't know.
game though. Like,
I mean,
he's
but like
playing
he also
the
he
game.
didn't chill it. He didn't chill.
You know what's fucked up though? You know what's
can't
fucked
make- What?
They put CZ in jail. They put CZ in jail. They didn't put Jesse in jail.
Is it the same though?
Well, I don't know.
I don't even know why.
I
they
see
put
your
that.
point though. I see your point though. But
I
I don't think I wouldn't say I have the expertise to understand the difference of why one went to jail and why it doesn't seem like one has any risk.
I actually don't even. I didn't even look into why he went to jail. I'm just saying. I feel like that was weird. Why the fuck they send him to jail?
I mean, with my limited knowledge, I think it was because of some like Binance US. They surpassed some trading shit. Because remember, like, yo, nowadays we live in like, it's so much easier and better, but it was actually a big pain in the ass for like the past 5 years. Let's not forget, like, there were times when it was questionable if crypto was going to be allowed to be traded at all in the US, and there was heavy pressure on major altcoins and so much of that stuff. And I think like that was part of the crackdown. And then you compare it to now, Justin Sun literally just paid Trump to make Tron IPO. Like,
that's
so
crazy.
like, what the fuck? Like, the
crazy.
complete polar opposite of what it was before.
Yeah, that's actually such a good point, dude. Like, if you guys were here like 3 years ago, people would be scared to talk about the coins that they're in.
Yeah.
Like, people would not even tell you because they thought they would go to jail for shilling you a coin.
Yeah.
Like, they wouldn't, like, it was a secret. Like, you wouldn't tell people what you're in and like what coins you bought. And like, if somebody would DM you and they'd be like, oh, like is this bullish? You like, people would DM them back like, I can't even say. Like, and like, I knew people like, okay, also in other countries, well, in the US too, but like especially in China, it's like it was like a thing, like launching a coin was very illegal. Like in the US, it was like a gray area, but in some other countries, it was like super illegal. So like people would literally switch countries that they live in to launch a coin. Like that's how deep it was. So it's actually crazy now. Like it kind of has like, it gives me like a weird feeling now seeing these guys that like they've made a Twitter and their whole personality is, I'm a meme coin dev. I launch a new coin every day, like come back daily, you know? Like that's so weird because like 3 years ago, like people would have been packing that guy's ass up. Like
no, facts. And remember when everyone used to be saying NFA at the end of the tweet, not financial advice, or TWC, trade with caution, trade with care, some shit like that. Like, no one says that anymore. No one's afraid. And they used to be saying it about alts, like, because we didn't even have all the optionality of meme coins before. It was just like, Aptos looking good here, NFA, like, okay, but this is not financial advice, but the chart looks amazing, and I think it's gonna pump. And now it's just like you don't even, it's like, I think,
you could get
it's a symptom of like, now that there's so many tradable assets. It's like, who cares? You know, what are we gonna really do? There's gonna be infinite fucking tradable assets forever at this point. So
it's almost like
we're gonna talk about them ever.
It's almost like they can't arrest all of us.
Yeah, no, seriously, because if we really believe in this shit, then it's probably like in 10 years, you know, it'll be extremely commonplace to discuss like meme coins essentially.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Guys, my group chat, sorry, I've been like quiet, but my group chat is talking about this coin.
Which coin?
It's called Venus, and they're saying like Cupsy is buying dips on it.
Okay, let me look.
And they're also saying that it's the bonk cabal.
Oh shit. Yeah. Wait,
low key pumping.
Wait, where is it? What's the CA?
I'll get.
Let me send it to you.
I'll give it to you. All right.
Is it bonded already?
Yeah, it's at 500K.
Oh shit, it's high. Oh,
you know what's tough? You know what's tough is like, okay, when you know that coin Dogging Me, it's on Base. It's a meme coin. Got listed on Coinbase. whatever. It was one of the original base meme coins, right? From like early 2024. It survived for like a year, and then they gave it a Coinbase listing. One thing that is really hard as well about judging older meme coins, like veteran meme coins, the ones that made it to like, okay, they went through a full bull and bear, but even the bear sustained above $1 million, let's say, right? Where it's like, all right, they established at least a core holder base that's gonna sustain, and they have sustained liquidity, and they're probably still posting and shit, right? Those coins are so hard to judge because you can make crazy plays like Ski Mask Dog, right? Ski Mask from bottom to top went like 300x. It was like 750K market cap to like 300 mil or something. Like absolute pure moonshot, went straight up. But it's like before it pumps though, you'll be looking at the daily makers on Dex Screener, right? Basically, how many people are trading the coin? For anyone who's watching that doesn't know, how many people are trading the coin on the daily? It'll be like 100.
Someone just nuked the Venus coin.
Shut up.
Oh yeah, I see. like how are you?
I was about to say this formation on the chart is not bullish at all. Oh Lord, they're nuking it.
It's not looking great, but probably we're all wrong. So it'll probably pump because we all think it's good.
Well, I don't think this is bonk cabal. There's no Twitter or anything associated with this.
Well, that's what the group is saying, they're saying it's bullish because of that.
That's a good
look at Hocico, because Hocico was definitely bonkable.
Yeah, that was.
That coin, like that was a painful like miss.
These guys, all these KOL guys, they got out already. They already sold.
Yo, what do y'all think of Ashton Hall? You fuck with him or not?
I don't care about him.
Routine.
Oh, the morning routine guy?
Yeah, you like Routine?
Oh, he's hilarious. I mean, okay, when I first watched the video, I didn't like him. Like my first reaction was like, what the hell's wrong with this man? Like he's psycho. Like this is like when I first saw it, I was like, this is so funny because this is exactly what I feel like guys think that girls think is hot, right? It's like the opposite of what we think is hot. Like nobody thinks that's hot. So that's kind of why I thought it was funny. It's like a male gaze.
Yeah, it is totally a male gaze thing. Now I think he's funny too. He kind of became ironic with it after the fact. So it was like
that's when I started liking him. Because then I was like, okay, is he doing this on purpose? Because if he's doing this on purpose, he's kind of smart. Like he's smart for that, you know?
Yo, I had actually seen him because obviously I am a man. So his algorithm popped up on my page at some point. Like he had been doing this for like 2-3 years. Before he blew up in that routine video, it was unironic. He was actually like pushing the male lifestyle shit. Then he blew up and people started clowning him, and he like got the joke, and he's like, oh, this is actually kind of stupid. But then he like stuck with it. And I'll say I fuck with that. Like as you know, from like, you know, as one content creator to another, I fuck with that. It's like, all right, bro, you like you broke the fourth wall a little bit. Yeah. And I just remembered him because he had a coin which is at 97K market cap right now. Doing horrible. How can some coins have? Oh, never mind. It's at 158K. I was going to say something that made no sense, so don't worry about it.
All good. Yeah, these kinds of what you were talking about earlier, like the coins coming back from the dead.
Right.
I used to like. There was a period of time when the market dried up, and like I exclusively traded those coins. Like I would rack my brain of like all the coins that used to send, and like what would like come back to life, and I would just bid the bottom and like prey on them. And
not a bad idea.
That was actually a cook. That was actually kind of a cook because there are some coins that it's like basically you're pretty sure it's going to come back, but I call them like catalyst coins. Like basically like there has to be something that triggers people to go and find it again.
Yeah.
The one which I cooked the hardest on actually was a fucking Kanye West coin. It was just called Ye. Okay. And
Right,
this
exactly.
Which one? There were so many Yay coins. Which one?
no. This is the very first one. Original Yay coin. It had went to like 10 mil, okay? And before Ye came back to Twitter, before he was like, oh, I'm going to run a meme coin, like way before that. And the market was like dead after Trump coin, right? And I was like, I saw this tweet that was like, I'm hearing that Kanye West may come out with a new album soon. And I was like, oh, okay. If he's going to come out with an album, he's probably going to come back to Twitter, you know?
Right.
And so I went and looked for like Kanye West coins. And the highest one was like at literally like at 20K market cap. Like it was low, you know, it was nuked.
Yeah.
Like, okay. I was like, let me just buy a soul and like whatever. The next day, I kid you not, the next day he came back to Twitter and it fucking sent to 10 mil.
So how much did you make on the play?
Look. No, I didn't end up making much because I kind of sold early.
Okay. You still made something though.
Per usual. Like, but that was crazy. Like, that was so crazy.
So the rumor, I think it's a fact though, is that only I think only 6 coins that graduated from Pump are like above, what is it, 50 mil, 100 mil, maybe 100 mil. What do y'all think of that? Like, what? And I know one of them's AI16Z, so we can already disqualify that from the list as well. But
wasn't AI16Z a DAO.fun? I don't
Yeah,
think it wasn't a pump.
it was a DAO.fun, but I thought they would also use Pump. I feel like the contract said Pump. No, okay, maybe I'm tripping.
No, because remember, if you go on it, it says like this coin is mintable.
Yeah, of course. That was one of the reasons it took a long time to pump. I think if that was a pump I was in. Like I saw a great amount of it.
Did you? Oh, that was one of my biggest fumbles, dude. Because one of my friends, he like sent it to me at like 1 mil, and he was like, "Oh, you got to buy this," and I was like, I don't know, looks like a mid curve play to me. I totally faded it, and it just, of course, it goes to fucking 2 bill.
Okay. So my friend who was pretty good at spotting coins, like in that meta, he sent it to me on the first day, and I got in at like 50 because it sent to 100 mil on the first day, and then it dumped whatever, and it went down right to like single digits, and at that point, like the lore actually became crazy because there was a guy who had 10% of the supply and he donated it to the DAO. So the DAO all of a sudden had like $1 million in like funding, not like very illiquid, but still like, okay, they had basically this startup. It's like, it was like an AI concept idea for like AI agents, Agentic, Eliza, whatever. It like had funding. And so it was like, wait, okay, they have some money and they kind of already got the attention of Andreessen. So there's probably something bubbling here, right? There's something, but it took a long ass time. Like they really shook hands out like for weeks. But then all of a sudden it just started ripping. And my friend, he had probably built up like 40, 50K position in the sub 10 mil range. And guess what? He sold at 12 mil. He was like, did not believe in the pump at all. I had like 3-4K in it, and I made a good bag up to like, I made like 10K, you know, and I wrote it up to like 300 mil. But then, okay, I actually top sold. It was an insane sell. I was like, yo, this is sick. But then it went down, right? And then I was like eyeing it, and I had gone completely out. This is another reason why like it's a conflict for me. Do you get 100% out of your play once you're satisfied, or do you leave the moon bag? And there's like various like, you know, opinions on that, but I didn't. I left nothing, and then it ended up, you know, ripping to 2 bill, right? So I could have made my 10K. Literally, could have probably. I think at top calculation it would have been like 75K. So like, obviously you can't like account for these things, but like at the same time, it was a really crazy fucking play. And honestly, now I think I'll look back on that like AI crypto meta, or first AI crypto meta, and it will go so hard. But last thing, I know I've been talking about this for a while, but I actually have a big point here.
What?
I'm a big believer that whatever was the hottest thing, but also the most new and least understood thing at the end of the previous bull run will be the biggest thing in the next one. So meme coins were like the first kind of like late bubbling up in 2021. We only had a couple, right? Doge, Sheep, whatever. But then the concept started to get understood, and then it just went 1,000 times bigger in the next, and that was the whole main theme of the next run. And then what was the ending theme of because the run always starts with something we know and ends with something we don't. Because when it gets too misunderstood, people
That's actually true.
They sell and they don't understand it anymore. So AI crypto, people did not really understand. And so that's why I feel like next time shit comes back, it's going to be AI, and whatever the hot AI shit, like at that moment, combo with crypto, whatever the first coin of that is, that's going to blow up like crazy. And it's going to spawn a whole new meta.
Maybe. Well, we don't know what's the end yet, though. Because, I mean, if that's a really hard thing to try to figure out, because last cycle, people could have said that NFTs were what happened at the end of the cycle, right?
True.
And then like Doge came after, and then it was like, or you could even say altcoins. Like there was a ton of like different like subsects of altcoins, which were like new and like crazy. Like you
That's
had like
true. Yeah.
Pin was like a big thing.
They had gaming.
Oh yeah, freaking metaverse. Remember the metaverse?
Metaverse. You're right. Like there's a lot of false flags, but like maybe I'm wrong with AI, but there must if not AI, there must be something.
AI makes sense. And also the other thing is that this cycle, I don't know if you've noticed, but there was way less narratives.
In the meme coin cycle?
Well, the memes themselves had different narratives, of course. There was cats, there was dogs, there was like, you know, fucked up politicians, there was all this weird shit, right? But like for alts and everything, there was literally just like there was like an L2 meta in the very beginning, then there was like an L1 meta, and then there was just meme coins and AI.
You're right. I remember it started off like optimism versus Arbitrum, right?
Yeah.
That was like, and I was convinced like that was going to be the shit.
I know.
And then actually when I started to notice the bull run in late 2023, early 2024 was on Avalanche. The Avalanche NFTs at that time randomly just popped off. I was like, bro, what? Like, and you know, I was exposed to that and it was dope. And then I just started to see like Solana was going crazy, and then they had just released Base too. Yeah. And I started to understand. I was like, okay, well, I was always bullish on Base since they announced it. But then when it started to pick up traction, I was like, damn, this is actually crazy. Like, they're going to go really big with this. So
bullish on Base, but I was like, how the fuck do I invest in this? Because they don't have a token.
Yeah.
That's also why their meme coins pumped so much in the beginning. They had
True.
So what they do is they like the Venus coin.
Back to the Venus coin. Okay.
Mm.
Oh no, not that Venus. Remember VV? It's like a.
VV. They rebranded that shit to something else.
Oh, I forgot.
So what they do is Base. I guess if you buy anything on Base, whenever projects launch on it, they try to give people airdrops. I don't know why they aren't doing that anymore. But also Base has only been around for. Has it even been 2 years? A couple years, and
it's like just about 2 years, probably a little less.
Yeah, they have really good volume. We should on Base, but the numbers are there.
I'm a big Base. Like, I'm still insanely bullish on Base. Honestly, I think it's gonna grow more.
But like,
it's so highly favored. Like, come on,
guys, I gotta change my top. It's too hot.
Base is, I don't know how to feel about Base. I think it's kind of dumb that they did an L2. I feel like if they did an L1, like, you know, like Binance Smart Chain, like BSC, or whatever the fuck they call it. Is that the old name? BNB now?
I know what you mean, yeah.
If they did like an L1, it would have been, I would have bought that. I would have held, you know, that would have cooked. But they had to go and do an L2 because that's what was trending. And now, look, like, what the fuck are they going to do now?
All right. But let me ask let me ask you another question though.
Yeah.
Does it even matter they did an L2?
Well, here's my question. What's the point of having a chain?
As we can see, they're clearly leading the way of bringing TradFi into an on-chain environment. Like they're doing all this shit, integrating Coinbase Wallet. I'm not even glazing base. Literally, I'm not trying to. But just look at what Kraken's trying to follow them. I think actually we can give credit to Binance probably doing it first of anyone, maybe even earlier. Like I know some other chains have or other exchanges have their own chains, but it was beta testing. And then Coinbase just had some playbook that made it go pretty fucking good, I guess.
Like if they weren't going to launch a token, why not just do the same playbook with another chain? Why they got to build their own chain?
Not me wearing a Solana
There's
shirt.
a billion chains in this planet. Everybody's new chain.
I think that's very true, and it doesn't answer your question, but in my opinion, that's one of the dilemmas of blockchains these days.
Yeah.
Because I believe blockchains will probably go more and more like purpose built, because it makes more sense for an app to like spin up their own small blockchain instead of necessarily plugging into a big one by default. So that's why we see all these like spawned L1s and L2s. They're like, bro, what am I going to do? Like, where am I getting my users and where am I getting the users? Like, yeah, I would be insanely concerned. Like I'm seriously concerned for a lot of chains that aren't like they have money, but they have nothing really popping off. And it's
a lot of chains don't care. A lot of chains launch after TGE. The team they've made their money. They don't care.
They just kind of coast in, vibe it out.
Yeah, I feel like this.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, okay, like no, literally. Okay, when I don't get the purpose-built chain meta, dude. 3 years ago, every fucking altcoin had its own chain. Like, look at like Filecoin has its own chain, Arweave has its own chain. Like, every fucking thing had its own chain. Like, people weren't launching on ETH, right, or Sol. And like the reason why is because they literally just want, like, it goes back to the whole illegal token thing. They had to launch a token that has utility, and if they weren't spending gas fees. If nobody was like spending gas fees in the token's not considered a utility token. So they all spun up their own chain so that they can have a utility token. And like literally everybody did it. So then it's like funny to me when people are like, oh, we're going to go to the purpose chain meta. Like people are going to stop launching on one chain. Like people already did that. Like everybody already did that and it did not work because like all the apps cannot fucking work together if everybody's having their own chain, you know?
I agree. No, I agree. I think it's a crazy, crazy question that like no one knows the answer. If it's going to be one chain takes over everything, or it's going to be a plethora, maybe like an oligarchy of chains, like 6 to 10 chains that are dominant, or there's like one chain infrastructure that takes over everything, like a super chain or like a Solana or like an AVAX, right? They're all like, or Cosmos. I mean, I don't think Cosmos is really in the race anymore, but those chains that were trying to do like the fractured type of design where it's like, okay, we can have every app can spin up like a mini chain of our chain. And then if they're all in the same network, it all works together. And I always bring it back to like wireless, like cell service providers. If you remember like early 2000s, there were more cell service providers, and they're probably even more back in like before we were born, you know, like 70s, 80s, 90s. But like, I remember there used to be shit like Singular and I don't know, like
True.
What did you say?
I just said True.
Yeah, like I can't remember more names, but there used to be more like companies, right? Because I think there wasn't as tight a grip on the market. But then it's like Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, Sprint. They just kind of, those are the only ones you really hear about. And I think it's like at a certain point, maybe 10 years from now, it's going to be like maybe like 4 or 5 networks, blockchain networks that we know today, we're talking about today. They're going to be insanely huge, but like the rest of them will just have fallen off. And maybe it's like they're all going to be $1 trillion market caps plus, like, and who knows what it's going to be. I have no fucking idea if it's going to be like, what solution will win. It's just so hard to like predict it. I don't fucking know, but it's crazy.
I think it's just going to be a mixed bag, honestly, because if you're like a solo founder, it makes sense for you to launch on like Solana or something where there's already distribution, there's already users, people already know how to use the chain type of thing. But if you're like JP Morgan, like you just need something for like a specific use case and you don't want to spend money paying gas, then it makes sense to like build your own chain, right? But like you're going to need a lot of money to do that. Like,
totally. And do that. And I'm wondering, like, what goes into the decision for a company like Robinhood to choose Arbitrum? But then why did Coinbase choose Optimism? Like, there was one definitively better option. You would think that both of them would go for it because it actually gives benefits to them because like they can interoperate easier. So if like Robinhood was building on OP, it's simpler for Robinhood and Coinbase to work together. Boom, now they have a crazy crypto partnership and they're both booming in business. But like they chose Arbitrum. Why did they choose Arbitrum? Like, and and then there's like shit building on Avalanche. Like, why did they choose Avalanche? Why did this other one choose Base? Like, why did JP Morgan launch on Base? Like, why? Like, we don't really know the answers to these questions.
I think I actually posted about this today. I was like, why the hell did Robinhood launch on Arbitrum? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
like that's like a random chain to pick, you know? And
I don't think it's a bad chain, but it's like, I just want to know why.
It's just random. And somebody basically commented, and they were like, Hyperliquid also uses Arbitrum, and they're trying to basically put Hyperliquid out of business.
I think that's a good point. That could definitely have some merit to it. I think so. Yeah.
That's kind of what I thought about. But I mean, also they're so big. Like, are they thinking about Hyperliquid? I don't know. But
I think so. Honestly,
it could just be the BDs are really good.
It could be that the BDs are really good.
Comes down to.
Totally. I think it's a great point. Shout out to Arbitrum BD. Shout out Arbitrum, chief business officer. But like it's a great point. I do think though, like if I was Robinhood, a lot of mistakes have been made by people and companies that underestimate like a scrappy upstart trying to disrupt them until it's way too late and they're just like fucking weakened and they have nothing to do. And I would like Robinhood is on its growth trajectory right now. And the last thing they would want is for something that's even more efficient than them to start just like chipping away at their market and or rather like capturing a market they're not even exposed to. So I don't know if it would be for Hyperliquid, but I think that might have been a factor because they like, let's go right in your backyard and just get you out of there.
Why does it have to be so competitive? Why can't we just all get along?
Because it's business, bitch.
I miss Kumbaya. I miss we're all gonna make it.
I really like wish things were more like that, but
I miss it. Now everyone's cheating on everyone. Everyone's like competing. It's just
I miss the WAGMI.
We're all gonna make it.
That's true. The deeper I get into this shit, the more I realize like people will be so happy to take your lunch if you just don't eat it yourself. So
no, I'm starting to realize that every day. And I think it's not just crypto. I think that's becoming more and more.
Right, actually.
Yeah.
People do not give a fuck about you.
Yeah.
They do not care. Everyone is at the top of their world.
Yeah.
Like your self-interest over everyone else's. You have to be the top of your world. I need to learn this with trading because I like guys, I be letting you guys dump on me.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's also my problem too. It's really too nice.
Yeah. I'm just like, oh my God, I feel bad. And like,
yeah. Because
we're gambling.
Literally, I was given advice by like a really good trader once, and like when I was like crashing out, and he was like, listen, like if you if you're trying to run your port back up and you don't have that much, you need to be full stack clipping out of charts. And I was like, why? Like, shouldn't I be selling partials on the way up? So, like, I need to have a moon bag and blah, blah, blah. And he was like, no, nuke the fucking chart. You need to clip the whole thing out because, like selling the partials, you're not really getting everything anyways. And, like, there's no guarantee it keeps going up. Like, you just secure your profits where they are at. Like, if you're comfortable with that profit, just secure it.
Yeah.
Like, I have such a hard time doing that. I can't full stack something. Like,
I'm too emotionally attached for no reason.
I can't get that way. I mean, that's also why I ran up bags that were so huge. Because, I just wouldn't fucking sell. But then also, that's also why I round trip so many bags, you know? Because it's like, I didn't want to sell. So,
totally.
Yeah, it's a thing. That's the advice people will give.
Yo, I have a question for y'all. Then I'm gonna go. But so have you guys seen the news about Meta taking OpenAI's engineers, offering them $100 million salary, $100 million bonuses, and they ended up taking like 10 engineers from OpenAI and a couple other AI companies?
Is that legal, first of all?
Yeah, it is. It's totally legal. It's like, it's even more legal than, it's fascinating to me. And I wanted to ask you guys what you thought about it, because I think it's almost like sports. It's like a sports player, let's get their star player. Like Meta's like, I'm going to sign OpenAI's star player to be my starting forward. Right? Like, why not? Literally the same exact shit. And then, okay, cool. So in the top people, most in-demand people in AI are worth 9 figures, right?
Right.
So what's your average crypto dev worth? What's an average crypto content creator worth? What's an average crypto marketer worth, right? Is it 1%? Is it 0.5%? Even if it was 0.5%, right? Does that mean now we can be like, okay, everybody gets like $500,000 salary? Like, it's the question, like, what are the standards now that like this new standard has been set? And like, do we just not act like anything happened? Because I feel like it's like technology is not, because also people create they're like micro celebrities or even major celebrities on X, right? They could be a technology person, they're a huge fucking celebrity. So like, similar to athletes as well. Like, athletes weren't always celebrities, and then they became celebrities when the game started to grow bigger. And now technology is like growing bigger as an industry. So like, it just gets me thinking, like, what the fuck's going on here?
What?
No, like, what are the standards? If people can be hired, if you can go work for Facebook for 100, if you can go work for Facebook for 100 mil, then
100 mil is crazy.
But it's probably not going to be the first time that it happens.
I don't think that many people are getting
paying people 100 million.
Zuckerberg.
Like,
he's paying 100 mil for devs.
That's like one guy.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Per year? Like what?
Yes. And 100 mil bonus upon signing.
That's not that crazy. You have to think like the CEOs of these companies are making like multiple billions.
Exactly. But usually it would be like only the CEO makes billions, and then like most other people, they make pitiful millions. But like, still it
depends on how high up you are, right?
Totally. It just gets me like,
Also, you have to think these guys that they stole have insider knowledge about those companies.
Oh, so yeah, totally. They understand like the processes involved.
Well, they're gonna know like, oh, by the way, OpenAI is gonna like launch an update in 2 weeks. We should probably front run them and launch one in 1 week.
Yeah, totally. But that's temporary, but that is true. That's true.
Yeah, so like that's the kind of like thing.
You gotta, I mean, if you have the money to do it, why not? Like, we are in a world where
Linda's all about the money. Pay that bitch.
No, seriously, no, because I don't know. I feel like I'm in this space where everyone's extracting. So why do we have to be the ones that are not?
Right. Why?
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Why do I
sure.
have to be the one that's like,
Being
how do
good.
I- what's it called? I showed that I really supported this product for a while, and then they launched and I don't even want to talk about it. It's fine. It's fine. I don't want to talk about
You know what? I have too much trauma. I actually cannot discuss this. Actually,
it. Whatever.
Let's leave it there. Then let's leave it there.
The point is, I think the point is like I saw this tweet that was like just because you supported someone while they were at their lowest doesn't secure your spot when they're at their highest.
Yeah, literally that happened to me.
That happened, yeah. Like that's kind of like I feel like what happens a lot with crypto and stuff is like you help people out and like you don't want to dump on them or whatever. You give people alpha, whatever, and then like you get fucking farmed. Like people do some fucked up shit to you because you're too naive. They think you're too naive. And so like yeah, but I coming back to like the money thing you were talking about with Facebook is I feel like what's it called? I don't think it's that crazy, honestly. Like tech companies have been overpaying people for ages.
But do you think it's going to come into crypto where like a crypto dev is now worth $500K or like $1 million salary? Like, do you think the top Coinbase talent will be trying to be bought out by Binance, or like the top pump fund guy will be trying to be bought out by Robinhood or some shit like that?
I mean, if crypto gets to the point where it's like so successful, like it's, you know, it becomes like pump fund becomes like Fang level, you know?
Yeah,
then,
sure. Okay, yeah.
Like right now, like yeah, like in crypto, we think it's like crazy that pump fund makes $1 million a day, but like Facebook and them is making $1 million a second. So they're like, you're a small fish. Like we don't give a shit, you know?
The salaries match the scale of their money.
Yeah, and I did like a survey like a couple years ago asking like all the devs I know, like how much do you make? And like the crypto devs made way less than the Web2 devs actually.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Like Facebook as a company or like Apple, they're worth like almost all of crypto market cap wise. So it's like, you know, what are you even gonna really do at that point? No, it's just crazy though. I think it will come into crypto. Like I do think, okay, if we really believe in this shit, then we have to believe that like, and I think it's happening now. You see the banks coming on, you see Robinhood and all this stuff, like people making moves in crypto. I do think probably pretty soon there's going to be like a huge vacuum for devs that can interact with crypto or know anything about blockchain at all into these companies. And then there's going to be like, wait, there's no one left. And then like it's either going to have to people be coming in or like everybody's fucking salary goes up massively.
I will say that crypto devs, they tend to be like a lot of like outlier people, like they didn't fit in school type of thing. And like a lot of them are like self-taught and stuff. So a lot of crypto devs, even though like they've built some like cool products or whatever, they're super junior. Like they're super junior. Like they actually don't know how to do that much. So if you're like really, really good crypto dev, like a very senior dev, like you can architect like a whole blockchain and stuff, it's actually very high in demand.
Totally. No, I'm sure it is already. I'm sure it is. And it'll keep growing. It'll keep growing. Like,
because there's just too many junior devs. But I think that's also an issue with Web2 too, as well.
I think one of my friends, like from middle school, actually, I ran into him in the park in New York, like one of the times I was there lately, totally like randomly. And I told him I was in crypto. He was my best friend from 6th grade. And he's like, oh my God, that makes so much sense because like crypto is for like guys who are kind of like half nerd, half jock. And like, that was you. And I was like,
so real.
Kind of true though, you know, that's like
so real.
Is it really?
Well, because it's like there's hella nerds in crypto, but then if you notice, the minute they make a couple dollars, they're like out here flexing Balenciaga, Rolex, private jet. Like,
yeah, and I also feel like there's a high crossover of like most people in crypto are nerds on some level, but then they'll be like health maxing or they'll be like gym maxing and doing all like, you know, they're not like isolated nerds. They're like outgoing nerds in a way.
Yeah, that's actually really true. I mean,
So yeah, we're in that. But anyway, y'all, I probably need to go to sleep. So
yeah.
thank you so much for having me. It's a blast.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, of course. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.
All right.
Jen,
Well.
we didn't even talk about folks. I can't believe I'm wearing a sword.
Follow his account. Everybody follow his account. What's his account name? Let me find it. And we'll show his account.
This is so bad. I'm eating at midnight.
Wait, what's his Twitter name?
Evil?
Yeah. Let me look up folks. I typed his name in, but I couldn't find him for some reason.
Ibu Prod.
Ibu Prod. Oh, there we go. Yeah, well, guys, everyone, you should follow our lovely guest that just came on the stream. This is his Twitter, Ibu Prod. He's a CMO at Folks Finance, which is a DeFi project, cross-chain DeFi. So yeah, check out his page, follow his account. Is there anything else we wanted to talk about today before we close State of the Trenches? We yapped a lot, actually. We didn't plan any of that. That was not planned. We only planned the stuff about the stocks and shit. I guess there's a lot to say about that. So yeah, Linda, anything? Anything? You have anything to say?
Sorry, 1 second. No, I don't really. When is Pump's token launching? I need a dopamine hit.
I'm wondering that as well. You know, I was staying out of the market thinking that they were going to launch it at any day, and it's not fucking here. It's going to be like OpenSea all over again. Never launches. Raise the money, never launch. Honestly, that's if they do that, that's actually kind of a slay. If they raise the money and they never launch.
Have they raised it? I don't know.
I don't know. My brother's here.
Okay. Well, sorry guys, I'm eating. Good night. Thank you so much for coming to State of the Trenches. We will be back tomorrow, hopefully with some alpha.
Yes. See you guys tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.